Hello everyone, this is Constantine. We're going to be doing a 2v2 here on Scorched Haven, played none other than by me, Constantine, and my brother, Callicles. And as you can see, it is a ZZ versus PT or TP. And we have spawning in the upper right corner the blue Protoss Yaktown. And in the bottom right corner we have Ronnie spawning as the red Terran. Steve, my brother, also known as Callicles, will be spawning as the purple Protoss in the bottom left, and I am in the upper left corner as the teal Zerg. I don't know why I said purple Protoss, he's purple Zerg. I don't know if any of you had this happen before, but when you play in this map, and as soon as you spawn in, and if you go to send your scout or send your overlord, for some reason, if you're on the bottom, you always think you're on the top, and if you're on the top, you always think you're on the bottom. It's just something weird about this map that happens to me, and I've heard it's happened to a few other people. I don't know, it might be because if you go from here right up to here, this almost looks like you're pathing your way to like the down rocks of your bottom base, but that's really not the case, because that looks the exact same right here as that does right there. I don't know, that's just something that I find weird about this map. Other than that, it's pretty standard. I like the fact that there's this mildly small choke here. It's not nothing crazy like that map that had its name changed. I can't remember. But here we have Yaktown doing pretty much standard opening plays, getting his gas at 13 after the gateway. Ronnie doing the same thing. He's got his gas going down pretty standard. Both of them choosing to attempt to wall off, and it's important to note that Callicles and I both play random, so they did not actually know that we were both Zerg until about this moment. Yaktown getting his scout in here. And this game is pretty crazy. I believe I 10-pulled. Yeah, that's definitely a 10-pull. When I was playing, I was fiddling around with different things with Zerg, and I decided that 10-pulling was very effective with messing with the start of Terran and Protoss. I don't think there was so much of an importance for this game, but it did definitely pin them back a little bit. And there's Steve, Callicles, bringing me down as usual, bringing his two little Zerglings. I told him, oh, there's two more. Oh. Just streaming in nice and slow behind me. What I like to do with this build is just pump out 6 Zerglings real fast and also get speed as quick as possible. I don't know if this is researching yet. I'm a little slow on that. I'm trying to go up here and see how much harassment I can do. Not sure this is the best idea, but the Terran is walled in, so this is pretty much what we're trying to do right now, is get in here and mess with the Protoss. I think we actually get this pylon down, but we'll see. Yeah, a little bit of rearranging is always really important when you're trying to get that. This little bit of DPS is so important. You see how close that zealot almost came to being coming out. Alright, and Calli, apparently scared of some SCVs and a Marauder, decided to run out, whereas I like to keep my Zerglings in the base. Really messes with them. These guys supposedly are in the Diamond League, but doesn't seem like they're playing like that right now. Calli and I are about ranked 10 in the Diamond League. He would say we aren't actually that good. I would say that we're about that good. But I end up carrying the team mostly for him. So we're going through with another round of Zerglings. Apparently I have not decided to start econing at all. I just actually in fact pulled workers out of my gas. Calli's keeping workers in his gas, getting the speed upgrade. We're both just pumping Zerglings hard, trying to break them up here, trying to make some advantage here. And I noticed that the Terran had his forces in the Protoss's base, which is pretty smart to do, because obviously we weren't going to attack the Terran, seeing as he had a wall off. But I think the next wave of Zerglings we go for, I see this Marauder is a little weak, expecting him to lower his supply depot down, and I think he eventually does when we get in that way. I'm not sure though. We'll just go with what's happening. So getting my queen, working on the larva. Finally actually have a somewhat respectable number of drones. I don't know, maybe not. Just the thing that's nice about this aggressive start that we have is, even if it's once we stop pushing, like right now speed just finished for both of us, so that's a major advantage. And yeah, doing the smart thing you should do in any situation where you're attacking one base, the other one's a Terran, is just check that front, and now see how he he blocks his ally from being able to come. Check that front and make sure you can, or make sure you can't get in. It's probably the biggest blunder of this game. Now I probably shouldn't have engaged there, but I was very SCV hungry, and it actually ended up working out to our benefit. We took out all these SCVs. But lo and behold, this game is not over. It is, in fact, quite a long game. Even though we took out most of their pros, we've really destroyed our own economies in order to do that. So I would say that at this moment we're barely in an advantage. And see, we had another wave of Zerglings coming in. I think it was at this point. Yeah, we see what's going on here. All these zealots up here, plus the wall-in with these units here, is gonna pretty much calm this attack down. So we decided to pull back. Well, I decided to pull back, and Steve did his own thing for a few seconds. Just kind of take map control. I got my expansion going. Started pumping drones pretty heavy. Yeah, I'm up to almost full saturation there. Steve's still pumping out. He's starting to do the same. He's got a Hydra Den down. Probably needs to get an expansion of his own. Yep, there it goes. Good little drone. Oh yes. You more from that hatchery. So now we have pretty good map control, although their force is actually pretty strong. If they were to push out, the only real play we would have right now is to run around and go into the main for more econ damage and then just continue pumping. So it's a little bit of a tentative position. Like any good Zerg should do on this map, get your creep out here and then throw down a wall of spine crawlers, because you know that they're going to try and make some push, especially considering we took out their economy here, and that's going to translate to having a smaller army later, not necessarily immediately. So I think I picked off maybe I don't know what I picked off, but yeah. Blue here, Yaktown is starting to amass some Void Rays. Pretty smart play, especially since they know that we probably haven't teched too hard. Although it is in Calli's nature to get a very small force of Hydralisks on one base. Look at this, he doesn't even have his second gas up yet. It's so great. Yeah, if you're watching this, you should definitely be getting your second gas before you actually start making Hydralisks. And he's got the groove spines coming out on one gas. That's just ridiculous. Definitely should be mainering some probes over there. Just want to select you and move you, but it won't work. I am making excellent use of this extractor here, and planning on some kind of late game play. I love myself some infestors. This was right after the change where infestors can throw infested Terrans again, which is the greatest thing in the entire world. Actually, I wouldn't say it's the greatest thing. Oh, and there goes some Void Rays. And I don't know why he didn't send this one. Maybe this one just popped out. I lost my extractor there. I think I'm going to pull workers here. Target firing my lair. That's bad news for me. This queen is never going to see the light of day. Cancel! Not going to happen. Of course, these Hydralisks that I was making fun of earlier come and save my ass, so thank you, Steve. I think he's going to proceed to just leave with them immediately. Look at all these larvae that are completely worthless. So I think after I get this queen out, I'm going to morph my lair here again, or throw down some spore crawlers. We're pretty well defended from the front. Red is still working pretty hard on his economy. This is actually a pretty strong force for how rocked he got early. Next is going down for Yaktown. I'd really like to see Red try and throw down an expansion, even if he can't really use it yet, just to double his SCV production. That would really be helpful. See, let's take a look at the APM, see how bad all these players are. Oh yeah, look at you, Steve. Look at you with your 49 APM, rocking out with a fully saturated main and 3 workers at your natural. How wondrous. And that queen is pretty high in his energy. I'd like to see some a little bit better spread of the creep here. Of course, I'm not doing such a great job myself. Blue and red pretty good at 65 and 77. I don't know. Don't have much to say about that. Getting the siege tanks up so that he can go ahead and take this expansion. We're kind of going to macro mode here. Income showing Calli and I are ahead by a little bit. Red suffering pretty severely due to that early destruction. Army size, Calli actually with the largest army due to the massive hydras that he has. I don't know if my build has spoiled it yet. Oh my goodness, what happened here? I think there were some void rays and I had to deal with them, or actually Steve dealt with them. I think, yep, here we go. Look at this money transfuse. Money transfuse to save the infestation pit, which I need to morph my hive eventually. I think my goal here was to go with a Zergling Ultralisk build late game, although at the moment I'm just trying to survive after that Void Ray attack. So I like this transition from blue, knowing that we are probably going to go heavy on the Hydralisk count. I wouldn't expect, since we're so contained on these bases, as you know, blue and red here, I wouldn't expect that we would transition to air, especially after we've shown Hydralisks. So the double Robo trying to produce some Colossus is definitely a good transition. I am going to take my third now, just finally getting some saturation back at my main after losing it that one time. Got my second Evo chamber down, yeah, and just relying on these defenses here. There's definitely a big timing window in which they probably could have pushed and won the game, and it was right around now. Just that Void, I don't know if they realized how much that Void Ray attack messed me up. Either that or they didn't realize how bad I am at this game. Getting some Infestors out. Infestors are like the greatest defensive unit, I think.